Welcome into the Alabama Football Report. I am your host, Chris Daughtry. Appreciate you guys joining us for today's video. We're just going to get right into it today, starting off with some injury news on Jaden Roberts. Kalen DeBoer telling the media that Jaden Roberts has a, quote, promising chance to be available for this game against Mercer coming up this weekend. And I'll be completely honest, I don't necessarily think they need to go run Jaden Roberts out there and potentially, just keep continuing to injuring himself in this game this weekend against Mercer. I thought Gino Vandermark last week did a good enough job against LSU. I can't imagine going up against Mercer it would be any worse than he did. Like I said, I thought he played pretty well. So honestly, if it were up to me, obviously it's not. I'm not the head coach, but I think Jaden Roberts should sit this game out. Just get healthy, get ready for some of those bigger games against Oklahoma and Auburn coming up. This is what Kalen DeBoer said about Jaden Roberts' injury. He said he could have come back into the game talking about last week, and we just didn't want to push it. He's a guy that's going through the week, just like a lot of football dings that you have. He's working through the week and doing things that he can get on the football field on Saturday. So I think it's promising that he'll be available, ready to go in some capacity. It's amazing what 24 hours can do, and we still have over 48, so he'll continue to get better there. So let me know what you guys think at the pinned comment of today's video. Do you guys think Jaden Roberts should even go out there and, risk any kind of injuries or anything like that in this game against Mercer? Type Y for yes or N for no at the pinned comment of today's video. That ad's going to come right here, right now on YouTube. It's totally fine. Ignore it. Go down to the pinned comment and let me know what you guys think. On to some recruiting here as well. On3 and 247 is sports as well, but literally everybody who covers recruiting at On3 has predicted Dawson Merritt to flip to Nebraska. Now, if you remember when we were covering him a couple of months ago when he finally made that commitment, it has always really been between Alabama and Nebraska. But after he took that official visit to Tuscaloosa, pretty much committed a couple of weeks later. And look, it's just kind of one of those things. Tim Watts of Bama Online also saying that it'll likely be next week, really, before that decision is made. But when you have 9 different recruiting analysts at On3 saying that he's going to be flipping to Nebraska, I do think it's probably going to happen. But no real need to worry because Alabama does still have some solid talent coming in at the linebacker / edge / wolf, bandit, whatever you want to call it. All those positions are kind of the same. I took out the middle linebackers. Alabama does have a few more actual linebacker commits for the middle linebacker spot. But really, Justin Hill and Cavante Henry, the JUCO defensive lineman, I think those guys are going to fill in really, really nicely. And look, both of them right now, if you're looking at the rankings just in general, both of them are both ranked higher than Dawson Merritt. But it does suck because he is a guy that he's got football pedigree in his family. His dad is a coach for the Kansas City Chiefs as well. So, it sucks every single time you have a player flip or decommit or anything like that. Obviously, we lost Caleb Cunningham in this class the other day as well. But I think Alabama sets up pretty nicely at that Wolf position. We'll see if Cavante Henry plays Wolf or Bandit or whatever. But, Bama Online did say that both Hill and Henry really could have been a contributing factor to Dawson Merritt. Possibly. We'll see what happens, but do think it is going to happen, flipping to Nebraska here. Make sure you guys are subscribed right here to the Alabama Football Report. We talk Alabama football every single day. So if you go on, watch ESPN or something like that, they might not, talk about Alabama every day, but we do it right here. And we will be live for this weekend's game coming up against Mercer. That game's going to be on ESPN Plus and SEC Network Plus. So you might not be able to actually watch it. So we'll be here doing play-by-play and do different giveaways and things like that. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you do not miss out. And before we move on today's show, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor today, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in over 30 states, including California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. So your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks keeps your lineup live. And one of my favorite things about Prize Picks, you got 2 different options. You could do the power play or you could do the flex play. We went with the power play here because you have to if you only pick 2. But if you pick 3 to 6 of your picks, you can do the flex play. You can get one wrong and still come out on top. This is just chat sports in general Prize Picks that we went with as a group coming up this weekend. We got Patrick Mahomes more than 240.5 passing yards. And then we also went with the less than on Josh Allen rushing yards. So, we'll see what happens, but really hope those hit for us this weekend on Prize Picks. You guys can sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You do not even have to win to receive that $50 bonus. It is just guaranteed. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That link will be in the comments section and the description of today's video. Prize Picks, run your game. All right, sticking with some more recruiting updates here. 5-star offensive lineman Michael Carroll will be taking a visit this coming weekend to Colorado. And if you remember, he was another guy that committed back during the summertime. And he said, maybe he's, thinking about taking other visits, but really hasn't been able to take any of those visits. Well, now that his high school football season's over playing down there at IMG Academy, he's going to take one more visit here, making it an official visit to Colorado. But I wouldn't really worry about it to the same extent as, somebody like Dawson Merritt, worrying about some of those kind of recruiting things. And Caleb Cunningham took that official visit to Ole Miss this past weekend, ends up flipping. I don't really see that happening here with Michael Carroll. Colorado kind of got into his recruitment late in the game. They offered him back on September 17th. For right now, he does plan on signing during that early signing period on December 4th. And he plans on enrolling early at Alabama. So I don't really think this is really anything to be nervous about. Sounds like he just wants to go out there, take an official visit somewhere that he hasn't been yet, have a good time, eat some good food, watch a football game in the process. So I don't see this being a really big deal for Michael Carroll going out there. Honestly, kind of sounds like he just wants to go on a post-football season vacation out to Colorado. So I wouldn't really be too worried about this visit for Michael Carroll. So let me know in the comments right here, guys. Are you worried about the 2025 recruiting class? For me right now, absolutely not. 247 and On3 both have Alabama now at the number 2 spot in the 2025 recruiting class after Caleb Cunningham flipped to Ole Miss the other day. But look, right now, we'll see what happens with Dawson Merritt, but I'm not worried at all about this 2025 class. You got a lot of good players coming in. You also have the transfer portal out there that you can take advantage of as well. So let me know in the comment section, type 1 for yes or type 0 for no. All right, now it's time to have a little bit of a serious discussion here. Kalen DeBoer was asked the other day about bringing back the white helmets, and I am totally for it. I know there's a lot of people out there that are not for the white helmets. They talk about tradition, and they talk about this and that. What do you see right here? You got the bear with the white helmets and the white jerseys. I think this would be absolutely electric, and I know there's a lot of people out there that disagree with me on this, but look, man, the white helmets are slick. I really do think that Alabama should bring them back. Whether it's for a game, whether, one game a year, I think that would totally be fine. This is what Kalen DeBoer said when asked about the possibility of bringing white helmets back to Tuscaloosa. He said there was actually, at least at Washington, an agreement that we would wear helmets for one game. Well, Coach, I hope you wear helmets for every game, but I see what you're trying to say there. They would wear some kind of alternative helmet there. But for here, just the tradition and everything that surrounds the Crimson helmet, that hasn't even been something that I've thought for a second about. There's just a lot of pride in who we are. I'm sure that somewhere in history you can point to different colored helmets being worn, and maybe someone is for that. But right now, we're just keeping the focus on the main thing, and that's our play on the field. And representing the Crimson helmet the way we can in the best way possible. Shoot, a lot of these things don't even happen overnight either. Again, I'm not trying to lead on that I'm even thinking about it, but sometimes it takes a year just to get a jersey or gear that you wear on the sidelines and the gear that you order for the players, and that's the same thing with all the other stuff when it comes to game day attire as well. And I will say, look, that does make a lot of sense. Kalen DeBoer makes a lot of really good points there, especially about the fact that you got to order helmets or jerseys or whatever it is, and it takes a long time for those things to come in. But man, this one is an edit right here. Obviously, Derrick Henry never wore the white helmet here, in Tuscaloosa. But man, I think this would just look slick. And look, there's no rule out there that says, the home team has to wear a darker colored jersey. They can wear the white jerseys. Look, I think Alabama just has to, have some fun with it. How cool would a whiteout be in Bryant-Denny Stadium at night? I think that would be one of the most electric atmospheres that you could have out there. And look, I mean, you can still wear them with the red. I think it looks pretty slick with the red as well. You got the white pants, the white cleats, the white socks, the white helmet, and the red jerseys. I think this would look pretty sick. And look, if they were good enough for the Bear, they should be good enough for DeBoer too. So, look, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon here, but I love the thought about the white helmets coming back. It'll probably never happen, but man, I tell you what, I don't see how anybody can look at these right here and think that they are not, good enough to come back. And a lot of people talk about tradition. Well, it is tradition. They used to wear them, so I don't see the problem in it. I would love to have the white helmets come back here for the Crimson Tide. So let me know in the comments section right here, guys, do you want the white helmets to return? Type W if you like the white helmets, or type C if you just want to keep it crimson.